Welcome to another episode of Girl Talk and Chill, the safe space for Black women, hosted by Mese and Autumn.
In this podcast, we kiki and hold a safe space to discuss what it's like to be a millennial Black woman, finding our ultimate circle of friends,
maintaining our mental health, dating after divorce, and navigating our journey of self-discovery. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Girl Talk and Chill.
I feel like we should have some type of theme song, theme dance. We're working on it. We building it. We gonna come up with something.
It was in my head. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because I definitely got the dance moves. I'm like, oh yeah, Girl Talk and Chill. We out here. We doing it. Yeah, we back.
Yes.
It is your beautiful Nubian host. I am your co-host, Autumn B.
And I'm your co-host, Mese. That's it.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. We're literally in this thing. We're 3 weeks going strong.
Look, this is doing wonders for my mental health because consistency is a problem.
And she's killing it, y'all. So everybody leave a round of applause in the comments for Jamise and her consistency. We love to see it.
Yeah.
And I literally show up here because there's wine. I'm just kidding. Cheers, friend. Cheers. We're
sipping while we girl talk and chill.
So me and Jamise like to start every single one of our episodes with some icebreaker questions. We just like to chop it up, ask a couple of questions. And so our very first question of the evening, this is going to be so much fun, is Jamise, which one of the living single characters are you? I have an idea of who you are, so I want to hear what you just say.
Tell me after. I love so many of the characters. I can never just answer a question straight out. So I would love to be Regine. Like, she is the character that I would love to be. Smooches. And just like men whining and dining her, and she gives not one care in the world. She's so fashionable. But I feel like I'm more Khadijah, like trying to be an entrepreneur. Well, she was entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. She had a news. Was it a newspaper or a magazine? I think it was a magazine.
It was a magazine because she started out as a journalist.
Yes, a writer. Your girl, right? But then, I feel like a mix between Khadijah and Maxine, because Maxine is freaking fiery. Like, she is bringing all of the heat and the smoke. And Khadijah, she's a little too laid back for me. So if I could marry those characters together, like Maxine Shaw, attorney at law, with the magazine.
Yeah. 100% for me, you are absolutely giving Khadijah vibes. All the way around, the creative aspect, the plausible and sensible. Like, she's literally the one that everybody goes to in the group that is going to give them good, sensible advice. Like, she gonna have a crazy snapback every once in a while, but she is going to give it to you honest and truthful. She's going to tell you where you fucked up, but she's going to always be very supportive. But she's definitely giving realistic vibes for sure. So for me, you're definitely the Khadijah in my life. I'm like, if I want something that is going to be, real, I definitely got to talk to Jamise about this.
Points were made. What about you?
Me, on the other hand, I absolutely think that I am giving Maxine Shaw, attorney at law, vibes. For me, she's my character because she embodies everything that is my Scorpio moon. Like, she's definitely giving she got the comeback. She got the I don't care about hurting your feelings. But she's very business, whenever when you need real law advice, she knows her facts. When she show up in the courtroom and it's time to work, it's time to work. But when it's time to have them sideline quips, she got them sideline quips. And when it's time to be jugging on somebody she ain't got no business jugging on, she gonna do that too. So, but I feel you on like marrying two characters, because there's also that other side of me that is definitely Sinclair. Like, there's that other side of me.
I would have
I
never.
got, I got that side of me that is everything that is Maxine. But then I think that it's sometimes my Aquarius sun that is just like in fucking La La Land. That's just giving a Sinclair vibe. But it's only every once in a while.
I can see that. I thought you was gonna say Khadijah when you said marrying characters. I did not see Sinclair, but I definitely I could see that.
No, now see, if we would have my family on here, my sister, she would definitely absolutely say like she could see the Sinclair, because they get that other side of me that comes out more often that the public doesn't get, like they'd be like, oh yeah, she's ridiculous.
Sinclair, man, she's so innocent. Like she
And
be
that's where she loses me, because I don't have that innocence. Okay. That innocence is not here.
one thing I will say, like, about Maxine's character, one of the reasons why I identify with her so well is like her situationship with Kyle Baca. Like they have this very much love-hate thing going on, and I have experienced that give and take. I don't want to say give and take, but that tug, and I don't leave me alone. But all right, come on.
But
Like
I
I
want you
cannot.
here, but don't talk.
Yes. Like and so I'm like, Maxine, like, maybe she's like the Venus. Maybe she's like my Venus, and Khadijah is my sun.
I could absolutely see that. So, second question. Okay, yes. Ooh. Are you still talking to a guy after you see him get beat up in front of you?
Oh. Okay, so I'm asking you first. Are you going first this time, or am I going?
No, I've already asked you. So now you've got to answer.
Hell no.
He has no chance.
Okay, so no, like, okay, like the logical part of me wants to be like, okay, how bad did you get beat up? Why were you fighting? Why did you get beat? Like something to me like wants to know the details. And so, but I first of all, why are you fighting at our big age? So
That's
there's that.
question number one. It
Like
is question number one.
there's that. And then like not only are you fighting at our big age, you got beat up. I saw it. I saw you get knocked to the ground and like your shoe fell off. And I'm just like, what am I supposed to do?
Now you didn't have to add them details to his beatdown.
Like, and so like after you've gotten beat up and like the winner of the fight walks away, what is my role now? To oh babe, it's okay. It's not okay because not only have you embarrassed yourself, you've embarrassed me too. And so this didn't have to happen. It didn't have to happen. Now, if a dude came up to you and was just like, trying to check you and punk you, first of all, what did that happen to? Because you shouldn't be giving off the energy that could happen to you. But if that happened and you were defending yourself, like if there was no other recourse, like you had to fight or you was gonna look like a at least you just didn't get beat down. But I will have a problem respecting. I will never see you the same. It will never.
Dang. I mean, that those facts were made. You have told no lies in this discussion. I can absolutely. This one was a hard question for me because I love to make excuses for niggas. Like,
How are you excusing this?
I love to make excuses. Were you drunk? Were you incredibly inebriated? Like, we're out having a good time. You're not expecting no drama. So you're feeling carefree, and we're over here getting tipsy, and somebody starts shit.
That's a good point. Okay, maybe in that circumstance.
So there are things, there's occasions, and but one thing that you said that is not a lie is I'm never going to be able to view you the same. Am I still going to talk to you after that? I want to say no, but I don't know, because like I said, I'd be making excuses for niggas, but it probably wouldn't be a good situation, because if I was to still talk to you after that, like, now I'm going to be super toxic in this relationship, because if you get to raising your voice too loudly at me, I'm going to clown you. Like, how you yelling at me when you should have been yelling at James? The way that he was dragging you across that bar last week, you should have had this energy with him. Don't come at me because you got your ass beat.
You're so toxic.
I am. And that's why I should just leave. You're right. I should just leave. I shouldn't even be here.
Once he fall down to the ground, he on top. I gotta head out.
And literally earlier, whenever you was like, what the winner is walking away, what am I supposed to do? The winner is walking away with me. The winner's not walking away empty-handed. I can't. I don't know.
Not only has he taken your pride, he's taking your
And I mean, if the winner's not walking away with me, then I'm literally like, I'm not going to be the one that's going to be picking you up off the ground. Like, it's okay, babe. I've already left. I've already like cashed out my tab. You don't even have to worry about paying for it. You have hospital bills that you're going to have to pay when you go to the emergency room tonight. So you don't even have to worry about this little funky ass tab at the bar. I got it.
That's your last gift from me.
I got it. Don't worry about it. You just go get that eye taken care of. Check in with your mama and your sister and let them know that you're okay.
And you're single now.
You nor they got to worry about me. Okay, third question. Oh, you came up with this one. Are you willing to accept a coffee date?
Hell no. You can't get beat up in front of me. You can't offer me no coffee date, no ice cream date. No. What is wrong with these things?
Why? Why come you won't take the coffee date? What's the problem?
First of all, I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee. And I'm not coming to drink hot chocolate. I do that with my kid. Like, I'm not doing that with no grown-ass man. Secondly, it requires effort for me to leave my house, even if I didn't have kids. Like, I always say, I got to coordinate. Even if I ain't have to do that, like, I have to get dressed. I have to do my makeup. I got to make sure I look good. I'm feeling good, because you're gonna want the good feminine vibes, right? I have to leave my house. I love being in my house. All of my things are there. Like, so you want me to give you my time, my energy, prioritize being with you over just being with myself. Like, it has to be worth it. And sitting at some small ass little table in a coffee shop with a mug in front of you, like, oh, so tell me about yourself. This is the best you could do? This is your first impression? No. No. I am offended. Every time I see the conversation come.
She's not going, guys. I'm telling you right now, she's not going.
I'd rather not. That's why you'll be saying, I am perfectly fine with that. Like, no. What about you, Autumn? What do you... Let me shut
up. Am I going? Probably. And in all actuality, I'm probably going to go. And to be quite honest, he's probably just going to be like, I don't know, maybe like my 3:15 meeting on my schedule. Like, I'm already working at this coffee shop. I've already been here for about 4 hours. So you can stop by, get a coffee, whatever, and go on. Like, I actually like the concept of the small, mediocre dates, because if I don't like you remember we talked about a couple episodes ago our worst date scenarios?
Yes, I do.
If I don't like you and this is like a horrible situation, this is perfect, because you have 10 minutes to get the fuck on and up out. Because this is not going to work out.
I debated. Well, I won't say I debated. I had a conversation with somebody about this very recently. And I was just like, for me, like when I was actively like in the dating game, like trying to meet people and, linking up and stuff, I was not going on dates with people immediately. Like it would take me days of texting, a couple phone calls, maybe like a week. And I'm like, okay, I've talked to you a few times. I know we could hold a conversation. You're not giving me weirdo vibes. It's not going to be super awkward. Okay, so I feel comfortable going on a date with you. But what I'm finding out is a lot of people are like, oh, hey, I seen you in the mall. You're cute. Give me your number. And they go out the next day. I would never feel comfortable doing that because this shit's going to be awkward. And I'm just going to be, it's nice tablecloth. I can't do it. I can't do it. So I need to absolutely fill you out. And if I feel like the conversation, like I'm gonna have to pull things out of you, or I'm not going. I'm not going. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like men, I feel like they have to come correct from the very first time that they approach you. And at any time you take your foot off their necks, they get comfortable and like, okay, low effort vibes. This is you can't give me low effort vibes. No.
I definitely feel you on that. I definitely do feel you on that. I am just, strangers are my favorite people. Like I like strangers a lot more than I like people I know. It's when I start getting to know you, that's whenever I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, as long as you're still a stranger to me and we can have these like very short exchanges, it's a mystery to me. It's still like, ooh. But the minute that I know you and I like know too much about you and I know you, I'm like, this is ghetto. This is not giving what I want. One thing that I have recognized about myself, and I know this is probably because of like I have a lot of Scorpio placements in my chart. So I tend to give off like very heavy sexual energy with everybody, but with men, like they like pick up on it and they gravitate towards it and they want it. So I like the idea of like the day, anything I can do in the daytime when they feel less like, the freaks come out at night. So they always want to take me to dinner at nighttime. Number one, I don't want to go to dinner because my ass is getting big enough. Okay. I don't want to go eat nowhere else. Everybody want to take me to go eat. I don't want to eat. Number two, when we do dinner, that usually comes with drinking alcohol. So they get to feeling frisky when alcohol is involved. I get to feeling friendly when alcohol is involved. I don't want to do either one of those things. So like a daytime date allows for us to not drink during the daytime. And then it can be a lot shorter. I've done daytime dates where like we'll go to the museum instead of going out to eat. We'll go to the museum and then they're like, well, I'm having such a good time. Like I've got more free time. Let's do something else. Or they're like, okay, well, I want to do something else. Let's go grab lunch or something. But I'm like, I don't like this nigga. I don't like you. So this is over. Nope. I only scheduled enough time for the museum. I've got to get back to work. Like it was nice to meet you, chunking up the deuces. And there's not a lot of, option or availability for them to try to like get in on that sexual energy that I just naturally exude. So it's like a safety thing for me. It's definitely a safety net for me.
I think like this is also okay. So two things. So the person I was talking to about this was like, would you accept a tea date? And then like after tea, like maybe the person is like, let's go to a museum or art gallery or whatever. And I'm like, okay, first of all, if it's a tea date, it got to be like a wine taste. Like, am I trying out different teas? Like, or is this some shit I could have did at home by myself? Like, it's gotta be better than what I can do solo. Because then, what are you here for? Mm-hmm. And so then I was like, from the beginning, you could just plan that. Like, okay, we're gonna go grab tea. We're gonna, kick back. Then we're gonna go to an art gallery. a museum or whatever. And at any point between the tea and the art gallery, I gotta, or you gotta, and clear hint, clear hint. And then there was this post, there was a post in the dating group. This guy, everybody was saying they love like his planning efforts and intentionality. So the guy was like, he was like, hey, let's go get brunch. And then from brunch, let's go to the museum. And then from the museum, we can catch a movie. From the movie, we can take a break, come back and like catch dinner and this and that. And so a lot of women were like, I feel like that's too much for a first date.
Absolutely. I feel kidnapped and held hostage. Hell no.
I feel like he's trying to, lock you in for the night to get some and this and that. And I was like, I said, well, actually, this is a lot for a first date because, sir, I don't know you. And I said, but if this is somebody that I meet and I like and connect with, I want to hang out all day long. I'm not going to do it because now I'm giving you the impression that, you can just have access to me all day long. And I'm not going to do that either. But I was just like, I can absolutely get. Oh yeah, that was the thing. They were going to get coffee first and then go to brunch, and I'm like, they don't serve coffee at brunch.
They do. They do. They absolutely do.
And so and then I don't know what my approach to dating will be, but like usually when I coordinate for my kids to be somewhere, I'm like, okay, this is gonna take about 2 hours. You can't ask me if I want to do something else because I didn't plan for it. I didn't plan to be out for 3-4 hours. I planned for.
Yeah.
And so, I get like a lot of the rationale behind it. And plus, like, men date multiple people. And so if you're like super swiping on these dating apps and you're taking multiple women out, you can't take everybody to freaking steakhouses on the first date and all of this. Somebody gotta get coffee. It just ain't gonna be me.
Well, and that's the reason why I definitely do agree with like going to the art museum is probably one of my favorite things. Like because a lot of times the men that I date, because I'm vegan, a lot of men are scared to even approach the idea. They initially want to take me out to eat. Then I tell them about, just pick a place that, has vegan options. They literally have no idea what vegan options are. So they're like, they don't know.
That's crazy.
They don't know. So they're like, okay, well, what else do you like to do? Because I don't know what's vegan and what's vegan and what's gluten friendly, what's vegetarian. Like they don't know what all the differences are. So I'm like, okay, well, we can do something else. Just pick something creative. And they immediately go to going to an art show, art gallery, art viewing, anything like that. And I love art. So I'm like, yes. Pick a place, let's go. And most of the time, art shows are free down here. Yeah. They're absolutely free to go to. And I don't mind. I don't mind that. I don't think that that's low effort to me. Just because you're not spending a certain amount of money doesn't equal low effort to me, because it's still something that we're going to have to put the effort in to go to. We have to get dressed. We have to do all of the things. But I like doing things like that because to me that does show, like we talked about, stability meaning something to the Capricorns, and it does show me that like you're not frivolous with your money, because I assume that niggas are also dating multiple women, and I hope that they are dating multiple women to find that one that they really truly want, because I'm absolutely dating multiple niggas. So we're matching energy here. So whenever you are dropping $150 on a first date, that's a red flag to me. That I'm not really interested in you dropping that kind of money on a first date. It's showing that you are not able to make responsible decisions with your money, because you're dating me and I'm going to assume maybe like 3 other women. And anything after a first date, I definitely expect you to be spending more. You want to spend more time with me. That involves like you spending more money. But on a first date, $50 or less, I'm good with. Wow. And that I'm absolutely good with that.
Girl, hell, fuck that. You're gonna spend it on somebody. It need to be me. It better be me, right? if you're dating me, like if you're okay, so if you got 3 first dates lined up in a 2 week time span, right? And it's like, okay, coffee date. Somebody gonna get the
You
upgrade.
said 3 first dates in a 2 week time span?
Yeah.
Girl,
That's too much
I
time.
go on 3 first dates in 1 week.
Okay.
Three first dates in 1 week.
Well, I've been out the game a week. So let's say you got 3 first dates in a week. Now, unless you're the type of dude who's just like, giving everybody coffee dates, okay, whatever. But some women gonna push back and be like, no, the woman that he really wants, if she like, nah, I'm good, I don't drink coffee, like maybe we could do dinner, or maybe we could do, he gonna be like, all right, maybe we can. I want the best experience. You're not finna take me to get coffee and this bitch got to go to no.
But that's what I'm saying. The best experience doesn't necessarily mean the most expensive. I'm going to have a much, much better time. Like I said, when it comes to like us going and doing something that like going out to dinner, going to a steakhouse, I'm going to be able to eat sides at a steakhouse. Literally, green beans and french fries is what I'm going to be able to eat. But if you take me to a free museum and then we go and we take a walk in the park and then we go axe throwing, like that's a bomb ass experience to me. We have a lot of conversation, communication. I'm getting to learn about different skills that you have or don't have. We're laughing and we're joking because when we're doing this weird ass activity that's not a normal everyday activity, like we're just, making jokes and kind of like roasting each other, but not roasting each other, helping each other out. Like, how attentive are you? One of my favorite dates that I've been on recently, we went to an escape room and I got to figure out and learn like how inquisitive is this guy? Like how smart is he with different clues? How perceptive is he of different things? Girl, he was not great at the escape room at all. But it was funny. It was fun to just be able to experience that, you know?
I just want to say that I've done an escape room and that is not my strength. I would never do that on a date because I'm kind of slow and I get frustrated. So that is not fun for me. But what I will say is, okay, first of all, the only money limit I'm putting on a first date is go higher. like I'm not saying that we have to go to the steakhouse or whatever. I want new experiences. And so you absolutely do have to feed me because I'm gonna get hungry at some point. But yes, like so in DC, they have like 7 museums and art galleries galore. So instead of trying to pitch me going to the damn coffee shop, like why not take me to an actual experience? I would absolutely accept that as a first date and get me something to eat while we're there because I'm gonna get hungry.
So we're talking in this episode where our actual topic is
Yes.
it's the episode is called Cis or Not. And we're trying to figure out, is the term cis becoming a problematic term? Is this, the framework, the mindset of sisterhood, is it becoming like something that people just say and utilize in a very toxic manner and able to manipulate people?
Yeah. I I feel very strongly about that way of thinking.
Do
And
tell.
I mean, we're all entitled to have our own thoughts. But the first time I heard somebody say like, "Don't call me sis, don't sis me," I was just like, and this is not something that somebody said to me directly. It was just like online, and I was just like, "What do you mean?" Like this is like a cool group of niggas saying like, "Don't call me my nigga." What do you mean? Like you, like, why wouldn't I call you that? Like that's how we're vibrated. And I'm like, sis, for me, sis is like my nigga. Like, I don't have to know you for you to be my sis. I don't have to know you for you to be somebody. Nigga, what's up? Like, if I call you my sis, I want the best for you. I want you thriving. I want you winning in life. Like, if I see a woman out, hey, sis, you looking good. I like your shoes, sis. I like your makeup is done. Like, I don't feel like we have to overcomplicate the word, but I know that I feel like women go way harder about wrongdoings in their platonic relationships than they do in their romantic relationships. And I feel like, unfortunately, the word cis has gotten caught in the crossfires of that. Mm-hmm. And so it's just like, don't cis me. You're not my real sis. You a fake friend. And it's just like, do you tell niggas to stop calling you babe? You tell niggas to stop? Like, no, you don't. You don't.
Okay, you've been allowing this nigga to call you wifey for the last 3 years, and he has not popped a question, not anytime. Ain't a ring in sight.
But you want to bite my head off because I'm like, hey sis, don't call me sis. Maybe you're not glowing. I don't.
Right. And I also feel like it's been like for decades, the term of friendship, term of endearment between women was bitch. You couldn't go anywhere without hearing somebody, oh, that's my bitch this, my bitch that, my bitch this, my bitch that. Why was that, socially acceptable, but sis is like, that's a problem?
Let me tell you, bitch has always been like a sensitive word for me. And until very, very recently, I'm talking about in the past couple of months, where I'd be like, yeah, I'm working on my bad bitch body or whatever. I would never refer to myself in any type of way of that, or to any woman. If I call you a bitch, it was you a bitch.
Like literally, like that is a fighting word. Because I can't tell the difference between somebody being like bitch in a good way and bitch in a bad way. If you're saying bitch to me, I take that as you got a problem, and now we got a fucking problem.
Yeah. And like you said, like that word, and for a lot of people, it still is. Excuse me, but you like, don't call me sis. I'm not your sister. But you could be my bitch though.
I don't understand. And let's also not leave out the fact that people use the word nigga as a term of endearment. Like, that's my nigga, that's my dog, that's like, so all of these things are socially acceptable, but sis is a trigger word for you. I'm lost on, because there's no way that this term has ever in our history been used in a negative connotation. It's literally you being triggered by it. And I'm not saying that they don't have reason to be triggered. I have heard from multiple people how people have used that term as a way to play on people's emotions, to make them feel like there's a certain level of connection and then betray them. I had a friend that called me sis. I felt like she was my sister. I felt like we were close. I felt like I would do anything for her. And the whole time she was jealous of me. She was envious of me. She was plotting on my man. She was XYZ, whatever. But people that call you all of these other negative terms that literally do have negative connotation from the jump, like, bitch has always been a bad word until we decided to flip it and make it something positive. You decided that that was a positive term, but it was the original meaning behind it is something negative.
Yeah. I just, like I said, and sis is like, that's a Black woman's word. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like, once again, we uphold Black women to an insanely higher standard than we uphold anybody else to. We don't uphold our men to that standard, just anybody in life. And it's like, okay, you had a friend that betrayed you. It happens. Like, I'm not saying that it didn't hurt, that, that should have happened to you, that it didn't seriously affect you, because friendship breakups, man, like those cut deeply, but you're still giving penis holders like multiple chances. And ones that have probably done you way worse than the friend that didn't show up to your birthday party, or didn't wear the outfit you wanted her to wear to the club. Like, I was like, I can't relate to it. I've seen people talk about it, and there's a lot of dialogue about like women empowerment gurus, coaches, whatever, hosting like brunches and they're having businesses and stuff, but they're really mean girls on the inside. And I'm like, there are scammers in every field.
True. That's
Like,
a fact.
so you take note. Oh, okay, I see you take note. Keep it pushing. Like, don't inflict crazy standards and take your trauma out on me because I'm like, hey, sis, I see you, and now you didn't put me in a category of fake niggas. Like,
Oh, right.
I didn't do
Because I'm just like, okay, so what is an appropriate term for us to say? If I can't say, damn sis, you looking good, what am I only allowed to say, damn Keisha, you looking good? Like I'm only allowed to call you by your name? What if I don't know your name? What if I just see
that.
you? I just see a beautiful Black woman doing something that makes me like, I see the joy and happiness on you, like, and I just want to acknowledge you. No term at all. Just say, hey, I see you and I acknowledge that what you're doing is making you happy and I feel great about it. Like, that's so impersonal.
If you don't know my name, don't call me nothing. Okay.
You don't want no friends. If you don't want no friends, just say that.
Honestly, like I just again, man, life is short. Like I feel like we go out of our way to make stances on stuff that really is not worthy of all of the smoke that we bring. And it's kind of like, some women who like, like if a man holds a door open, I gotta hold the door myself. Okay. You got it.
I mean, you can, but he already got it. So
Like I don't know why we give so much. I mean, I guess it's all coming. It makes sense. People are hurt. People are hurting. People have gone through something, and so I guess this is triggering for some people, and so that makes sense. And it's also like why I've tried to scale back from using it with people that I don't know because there's been so much dialogue around it, and I'm like, I don't want you lumping me in with whatever you've experienced because it's not that serious.
I will say that you are someone who is very good about like being mindful of what's going on holistically in society. Like you're like, okay, I see a lot of people having this conversation, so I want to kind of steer clear from that and not, like you said, not be lumped into that. Whereas I am like, I don't give a fuck what y'all got going on. I don't care. I don't give a hot goddamn how y'all feel about it. I'm going to do me. So if y'all want to be mad at me because you're triggered by the word sis, I can't make everybody happy. I can only be genuine and authentic to what feels good to me. And when I see a good sis doing good sis work and I want to compliment her, I'm going to say it. And if she doesn't take my compliment as a compliment because I used a term of endearment that is not endearing to her, she has every right to voice that to me. But it's not my responsibility to carry that with me for every encounter I have because I know my intentions behind it. I know my intentions are good and pure and I'm not meaning any malice behind it. So that's the only thing I have to carry with me is my intentions. I don't have to carry your trauma with me. But it does sometimes put me on the chopping block for a lot of people because they're like, why are you still like ignoring the fact that socially we've decided that this is not okay? And I'm like, that ain't got shit to do with me.
Right. I think to a high degree, like that's a great quality to have because I don't want to say that I people please, but it's just like, I don't want to offend people. I don't, what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my message to get muddied by their preconceived notions or traumas. But like, you cannot adjust yourself to everybody's personal whatever the hell. Like, it's impossible. You'll never do anything. Like,
everybody has something different. Like we literally just spent 45 minutes talking about the fact that you're not going to go on a coffee date and I am, like everybody has differences and you're never going to be able to please everybody. So the best thing that you can do is do what feels good and natural to you. And the people that are in alignment with it are going to gravitate towards it. And the people that are not in alignment with it are going to go wherever they need to go to do something else, to find their alignment. That's the best thing that we can do.
I respect that. I don't know. I remember like the first few times that I saw the conversation, I thought it was just like, some isolated emotions, like, oh, okay, that's weird. Mm-hmm. And the more I saw it, I was just like, y'all are for real. And, not to offend anybody that's listening, but like I said earlier, I just feel like we hold so much smoke for Black women. And as Black women, I feel like we shouldn't do that to each other. Like we're already, most of us are told from a young age that we have to work twice as hard. Like you're Black and you're a woman. So whatever you do, you gotta do it, the best. And so we should just give each other grace. You know what I'm saying? Just because Keisha did you dirty doesn't mean Felicia will.
Exactly.
Give Felicia a chance.
And we talk so often about like, oh, I don't want to carry the trauma from, my relationship with my baby daddy into my next relationship because I want to be able to cultivate a healthy relationship, with a partner. But we don't carry that same energy for our friendships. Like what happened to you in middle school is not the same thing that's going to happen to you when you're making new friends at the age of 30. It's not like that. We're talking about the mental and emotional maturity of two very different types of people.
Yeah. And that's just the thing, man. Like it's life. Like you're going to get betrayed sometimes. Somebody's going to do you dirty. Somebody's going to misunderstand you. Somebody's not going to acknowledge how you feel. Like it shouldn't be that in all of your relationships. That shouldn't be a reoccurring theme, but like it's just a part of the game of dealing with humans.
Mm-hmm. And I think oftentimes we sometimes don't give people enough grace to even be able to understand that they're not even doing it on purpose. Like everybody that hurts your feelings or that treats you in some type of capacity is not doing it on purpose. Like what you may consume as someone neglecting you or ignoring you or ghosting you, to them is just them being like, I'm having a mental breakdown right now and I don't know how to express the fact that I can't communicate properly and I need time to figure this out. And by the time they have found the words to be able to express that to you, you've written them off as a fake friend, right, as a phony, as someone who has, ghosted you or done XYZ. And like, it was not intentional. It wasn't even intentional. It's just lack of communication and miscommunication. But we don't give each other enough grace and space to be able to, which I always say, like, I love to make excuses for people, but it's because honestly, truly, there are a lot of good people in the world. We're just not all on the same wavelength all the time.
Yeah.
So unless you just like outright do some fuckery to me, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, go ahead and explain yourself. Don't lie. But go ahead and explain yourself. Tell me why you felt like that was the best decision for you to make. And I can find some logic and something plausible in there, as long as you're not lying. But but there's a difference between like them doing that and then doing something that's downright malicious. Like, I don't need you to explain to me why you slept with my baby daddy or why you were maliciously sabotaging a project that I was working on. Like, I don't need no explanation for that. The proof is in the pudding, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I definitely try to extend grace, but I'm also very much like you said, there's certain things I don't need an explanation for. And, I may not hold any malicious feelings towards you or whatever, but some stuff you showed your hand, and that's not a hand that I want around me. Like, and we can just leave it at that. But like, we're so, I don't know, it's like we all want human connection. We all want to have like a village and all of this and that, but we're dealing with humans, flawed people, and most of us are freaking traumatized. Like, we all hold some type of trauma, some type of hurt. Most of us ain't been to nobody's therapy, and like, healing is a lifelong journey. So a lot of us are operating from hurt spaces, and we just definitely have to give people grace and not like bring our traumas to new people. Like, cause don't tell me what your last friend did or what your ex did, cause I ain't got nothing to do with that.
I don't even know them. I didn't even know that was an option, like now it's almost like you're planting the seeds of, deception, because I was never even thinking on that type of path,
Right,
that wasn't anything
right.
that ever occurred to me. So I definitely do believe in letting people be, like, let them be who they are, let these things develop, at their own pace and into what they're naturally supposed to be. So yeah, the whole like cis being, a negative thing, I don't believe in that at all. I'm a huge advocate for sisterhood. As me and Jamise both, like, I'm a huge advocate for our friendship and our sisterhood, as well as the sisterhood that we want to develop with the masses. Me so more than Mese, because I love strangers. It's gonna take her a little bit more in depth to warm up to you and, like, give you that big warm hug. But yeah. I'm giving it out the gate, like, tell me your life story.
The baby.
But neither one of us are like triggered, even though we've had situations in the past with, friendships that haven't worked out. And I just think that it's a natural course of life. Like, I don't believe that every person that I meet is supposed to be with me for life, whether it's romantic or platonic. Not everyone is supposed to be here for life. A lot of people are here to teach me and educate me in lessons. They're supposed to help me to elevate and develop into the higher version of myself. And I appreciate people for that. But that's why I never feel Aquarius God complex. Everybody fucking loves me. Everybody loves me. No one's trying to do me no harm. No one's trying to cause me no harm and no distress. Everybody loves me.
I don't even know how that works with your Scorpio moon, because Scorpios have trust issues. So I don't know.
I know. It's like for me, I'm like, everybody loves me, but I don't trust anybody enough to like allow them to get close enough. Everybody loves me because I keep them at a distance, and like, you get the things that I don't mind sharing, but you don't have enough of me to be able to hurt
me. Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. So whatever I'm giving you, like, this is a great time for all of us, because you literally don't have any of the tools that can actually hurt or affect me. So who gives a shit? Let's do this again tomorrow.
That sounds like a great time.
Right? See, now you see my obsession with meeting strangers. I can't get enough of it.
There yet, but yeah, yeah, this was good. Like, I hope that all of my Black women across everywhere take the offense out of cis. That is my desire. Because it's all love, especially here. It's all love.
I concur. I double down on that. Like, we love love. We love y'all. We want unity. But we also recognize that it's impossible to receive something that you're unwilling to give, because reciprocity. Do not ask for shit that you're not willing to give.
Yeah.
So if you want people to be able to love you on a deep level, to sincerely trust you, to be able to be vulnerable with you, you have to be able to give that in order to receive it.
Facts. Facts. Even though, well, that's another topic for another time. But
we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
She knows me so well.
So I think that's all for today. We done?
Yes. Another episode down.
We did it. Another one. So we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us on our longest episode yet.
Yeah, this is definitely the longest one.
Longest episode yet. We had fun tonight. We had a good time. A lot of kikis, a lot of getting to know each other on different levels. We want you to join us on Facebook. The name of the group is
Girl Talk and Chill.
Search us up, join the group, tap in on some of these conversations. 2023 has been great for us so far. The group is thriving. The podcast is thriving. We got merch and events coming soon. All of the things dropping. And that's pretty much it.
Yes. Find us and let us know what y'all think about the word sis. Like maybe there are more women who are pro cis than we think. Even if you're not, like I would still like to know, how you feel about it and like what inspired that train of thought for you. So yeah. Join the group. Let's talk about it. Leave a comment on social media, something. And yeah, until next time.
Peace.
Bye.